I'm okay if if this podcast thing, if it only touches 10 people. Like,
That means you checked your heart. You
yes,
checked your
it's all about your heart posture. Like, I really mean that.
Y'all gotta tune in because it's good. It's a good one.
If you can't seem to forgive, you fighting with your pride. I gotta stand on this word and I can't compromise. Only a matter of time before.
So what's up, man?
What's
You know what I'm
up?
saying? Got my little sis on here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? For the second time, you know what I'm saying? But this time it looked totally different.
Completely different.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to ask you, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm solid. I'm just, taking it day by day. How are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, man. I started the last season. I started it with like tapping into people's mental health and just not too deep, but just asking them like what levels were they on. So like from the start of this year, what would you say your level of your mental is from a 1 to 10, 10 being the best?
Okay, starting this year, I would say it would be anywhere from a 4 to a 6.
Okay.
Yeah, it fluctuates.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why would you say it's a 4 to 6?
It was a 4 because last year, coming into a new year, I always feel like is a hassle in a way because you still dealing with the baggage from last year, trying to just, find your New Year's resolution, trying to figure out what you're going to do different and stuff like that. So I don't know, I felt like a 4 for me was still trying to figure out where I was. And then that 6 was like, okay, I'm getting the hang of it. I'm kind of, I'm getting there.
So it's getting better.
Yeah,
you
it's
would say
progressing.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's solid, man. So, man, we were like going through the words because, this season is based off of one word and whatever that word is, is to us, we're going to break that down. So yours was forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a big one. You know what I'm saying? Because we all deal with, a form of unforgiveness and forgiveness, stuff like that. So I would want to say, like, what is forgiveness? Why is forgiveness so like dear to you?
To be honest, I'm still coming to grips with what forgiveness truly means, to be honest. But I feel like it's such an impactful thing for me because I'm so stubborn. And so forgiveness for me is taking myself out of that stubbornness and forcing myself to do something that I know will be better for me.
Yeah.
And, recently I just been fighting myself on forgiving people and extending that extra energy out.
Right.
But I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like, I don't really know. I think, I don't really know. Forgiveness, it means a lot to me right now because I feel like, okay. Ooh, I need to breathe. Okay, wait. Okay, start your question over.
So why is forgiveness like so near and dear to your heart?
Okay, so forgiveness is dear to me because throughout my battles with life and my relationships, I feel like that's the only thing that I can truly hold on to that will keep me from moving backwards.
Okay.
And so I feel like if I continue to move with a gracious heart and have forgiveness I'm mindful of it,
Yeah.
I feel like it's very dear to me because I feel like I'm constantly having to be reminded of forgiving the people who hurt me, forgiving the things that I really don't want to forgive, things like that. So I feel like, and it's also for me is a way to just kind of gradually move closer to God in a way because I know that that's what He would like me to do.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of just trying to follow after those footsteps.
Yeah.
And just be my best person.
Have you had the time to like forgive yourself for anything?
Ooh. Have I had the time to forgive myself?
Yeah, because sometimes we can, we talked about this like last time. Sometimes we can kind of like overshadow how we feel to like putting the microscope on something else. So I heard you say, I'm just trying to focus on forgiving other people, but that's why I want to ask you, like, have you forgive yourself for things?
Okay, so now would forgiving myself be considered healing?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
In a way?
the process of it, yeah.
Yeah, well then, yeah, I would say I forgave myself in certain situations. I feel like, to be honest, in my life, there are certain situations that I probably would never forgive myself for.
Yeah.
But that's just life.
Yeah.
So the things that I could forgive myself for and take that energy off of me, then I think I've done that. If not, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You know, as throughout my everyday life. So.
What was one of the things that you can say was like a stronghold for forgiveness? Like where did that stem? Like, why is forgiveness such a, just like something like, do you feel like you can get over it? Or do you feel like, you know what I'm saying? I know you said that you struggle with it, but like, do you feel like you can get over it? But like, I want to know, where did it stem from? Like, where did that
Me
strong?
wanting forgiveness?
No, like, how did forgiveness, you know how people deal with unforgiveness, right? So like you said, forgiveness is something like a process of you forgiving your, you know, exes or whatever it may be. That's a hard process. So like, where did that stem from? Like, where did that stronghold create itself? Like, was it childhood, or?
And this was me forgiving myself or forgiving
Or just
others?
in general? Yeah, in general, yeah.
To be honest, it stemmed. To be honest, I feel like throughout my life, there were situations where I kind of drifted from forgiving someone, and it kind of caught up with me later on in life.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to deal with it either way it went.
Yeah.
But I honestly feel like it stemmed from childhood.
Okay.
I do feel like it stemmed from childhood because I always knew that it was something I was supposed to be doing, but it was never something that I wanted to do. And it was never something that felt good.
Yeah.
You know, it was never something that floated my boat.
Was it taught? Was it taught as a child? Like, did somebody tell you, oh, you gotta forgive, or?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I can see why it could be hard, because at the end of the day, like, you know, they say love your neighbor, you know what I'm saying, but not a lot of people say like forgive your neighbor. I know I don't remember nobody telling me that, like, forgive your neighbor, like,
yeah, no. And
you know what I'm saying, as a kid.
And I feel like that has to do with us growing up in African American homes. To be honest, is I feel like we were always taught to, if somebody hits you, you hit them back.
On
you
everything.
Feel me? If somebody do something, you bring
retaliate.
that, exactly, you bring that energy back. So throughout my life, I was always taught to, I guess what we call it nowadays is match energy. Yeah. So I was pretty much just vindictive, just wanting to get back for, you know, something that caused me pain or something like that. And I felt like.
And did it feel good?
It did feel good in the moment. It did feel
everything.
good in the moment. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
It did feel good in the
I
moment.
know, yeah. On everything.
Like reminiscing.
Yeah, bro, because it's like, well, I can't wait to get my lick back. You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait. But nah, now I feel like it take a lot of energy to get your lick back now.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like, you know, the thought process of getting your lick back and then the action that you gotta put behind it is too much. So it's like, why not? Why even have to struggle with that process rather than just sit back with yourself and just ask yourself, what could I have done better? You know? Because I feel, to be honest, I feel like my life has been a struggle for sure, but throughout of it all, I honestly feel like one thing that I truly like lived off of was something my mom used to tell me was, hard times don't last.
But tough people do.
Bingo. Yeah. And so that for me was always, I took that and I ran with it, you know? So I always was like, damn, like, if I'm going through this, it's meant for me to go through this. And so, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of hopping off track, like my mind going like.
Yeah, so talking about your childhood, like, was your mom and your dad like in the household, or was it like, but they was together though, right?
They was together before I was born.
Oh, okay, bet.
Once I was born, you know, Pops was incarcerated. Okay. And my mom found another significant other. And so we was just living life, me and my siblings and my mom, with her guy. And throughout that time, I feel like my biggest thing was honestly like retaliation. Like that was around the time where it was like my mom used to tell me, everybody ain't gonna be your friend. And that was my battle, was thinking that that the energy that I was putting out,
Yeah.
I was always gonna get that back from
That's
any
true.
and everybody. That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
And from her already going throughout this life, you know, for her it was like I gotta teach my kids what I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, and she had that. I feel like she knew that that was gonna be a weakness in my life.
Yeah.
And she was really trying to drill it in my head,
Yeah.
like, you know, everybody ain't your friend, everybody,
Yeah.
you know, don't got it out for you how you got it for them. So
Yeah.
I just felt like throughout my life, I was kind of wanting to be a different person, but was forced to be somebody else.
Yeah.
You know?
How was your mom? Like I remember you told me about her like a long time ago, man. But like, how was she? Like was she high spirit? Was she like upbeat? Was she like to herself? You know what I'm saying? Like how was she?
Shit, an original gangster. You
Yeah.
already know, to
I'm already
herself, crossing her T's, dotting her I's.
Yeah.
But also, you know, making sure that the people that she loved is well taken care of, her kids is well taken care of, you know, making sure that we was never exposed to more than what we should have been exposed to.
Right.
You know, and I feel like my mom's character, it shined bright through whatever room she walked through.
Yeah.
And I feel like I kind of took after her with
Yeah.
that. But nah, she was very calm, cool, collective, just very observant, you know,
Yeah.
just listening more than she's speaking.
Yeah, locked in.
Very locked in. And, you know, just able to read through people.
Yeah.
And I, you know, me being the kid, the friendly person that I am, we go in stores and I'm saying hi to everybody. She snatched me up like, girl, come on, like, we don't do that over here. You
Yeah.
shut up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
she was kind of hard on me because she knew that by me being such a friendly and just free-spirited person that it could have got the best of me, you know?
Right.
So she knew who to be with each of her kids,
Oh, okay.
which I loved about her. That was
Yeah.
it was her way to adapt, you know,
Yeah.
to different situations, because we was all different ages, 5, 10 years apart.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so she was able to deal with different
Yeah.
stages of kids
Yeah.
and genders at that. She got a boy, then had 2 girls. She used
Yeah.
to tell us all the time, I wish I had all boys. Like,
Oh,
I
dang.
don't want to deal with these girls.
Did she treat y'all like that though? Like, did she sometimes treat y'all like boys or?
Nah, to be honest, her number one thing was treating everybody the same. What would you call that? It was not favoritism.
Oh,
it was,
no, just you said it.
just
treating
treating
everybody
all-
like
if
like
one
loving them all together.
exactly.
Yeah,
And if
yeah.
one kid gets something, they all
Favoritism?
get something.
Yeah, in a
that
way,
part.
yeah.
She was very fair.
Yeah,
That's the
okay,
word. She
fair,
was very
okay.
fair, very equal.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. You know, I think that was one of my favorite things about her. You
That's
know,
solid,
so
man. That's good. So like, as you growing up with your mom, you know what I'm saying, then like your pops, how was that relationship? Because you talk about forgiveness, right? Like, did you ever look at your dad as like, man, why you not with my mom's? Or did you always understand my dad is incarcerated and my mom has moved on?
Okay, so with that situation, me and my dad's relationship, I'm a daddy's girl, so I've
Yeah.
always been locked in
I'm
with
already
pops.
knowing.
Yeah,
Even when you be
that's
on the
pops.
phone with him. Yeah.
You feel me? So
Yeah.
I feel like with my dad, that's my best friend. I can talk
That's
to
good.
him about anything,
That's good.
everything, like things
Yeah.
that an average teenage girl, a young adult would never even think to talk to their dads about.
Yeah.
I'm immediately getting on the phone with pops, and how you think about this? How you feel about this?
Yeah.
Man, put me up on game on this. You know, so
Yeah.
it's like, me and pops always had that, still got that relationship.
Yeah, that's good.
But as far as him and my mom, to be honest, because their relationship was so, it was so organic. Like when they were around each other, like as a kid, I never not knew that they weren't together.
Yeah.
You know, like they always, like it, for me, it was cool because more than anything, you could see that the friendship
Was there.
more than
good.
anything.
Yeah.
And it was like he would come over every holiday and she'll
Yeah.
be like, what's up, Buster? Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, it was that playful. So it didn't give me, you know, I didn't have enough time to really sit back and think like, damn, why he not with her?
Oh,
Like,
that's
because he was
solid.
always there.
Yeah.
You know, they was always there. So
Yeah.
that was my biggest thing.
You know what though? That's crazy that you said the friendship because me and Destiny's therapist, marriage therapist, he talked about how like being a friend, having friendship is in a relationship is so important because because you know that's something that will always be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
the
you
foundation.
ain't, you know, the foundation. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Is like when you put that title of like a boyfriend, girlfriend, or wife, husband. Sometimes that title can just be
Build
too
pressure.
Yeah, build
Yeah,
pressure,
it build-
unneeded
yeah,
pressure. And when you
exactly.
fall back on a friendship, you can treat it to where it's just like, man, what up, Buster? You know what I'm saying? What up?
You
You know
could
what
go
I'm
a
saying?
while without seeing your friend and come
facts.
back and be,
Yeah.
and it's still the same.
It's still the same vibe, like
with your
nothing.
relationship, you can't do that. You don't talk to
Exactly.
them for 24 hours. Y'all broken
Yeah.
up. So it's like,
You know what I'm saying? So basically, so what you're saying is that like that never triggered your forgiveness as a kid.
yeah, no.
Okay. So where
Yeah.
would you say it triggered your forgiveness? Like when you were high school, like as you kind of growing up
sure.
on your own, like, or did it trigger after your mom?
Yeah,
passed
it triggered after my mom passed away, and,
Okay.
and I
You
realized.
want to talk about that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure. You know, after my mom passed away, and my aunt, she took custody of me,
Right.
and my dad was incarcerated. That took me to a whole nother level of life.
Did he get incarcerated after she passed?
Nah, he was incarcerated before.
Oh,
like
okay.
he was in and out of jail. So like
Right.
around 2 years old, he was in jail, got out, spent a couple years with me,
Yeah.
went back to jail, and then she passed away, and then he's been in there pretty much ever since.
Yeah.
And so, so yeah, throughout that time, speaking about forgiveness, it was hard for me to forgive my dad for being incarcerated when I was dealing with the death of my mom.
Right.
You know, that was the only part that it was like, damn, like
Yeah.
you say you my best friend, but it ain't really feeling like it right now because I don't have you to hold me and to console
Yeah.
me and stuff like that. But that was me being a kid.
Yeah,
You know, I still
for
had to
sure.
realize that as a father figure, being incarcerated, not a lot of dads are gonna, or parents in general, are gonna reach that extra handout
Yeah.
to continue to call
Yeah.
the people that's outside, whether it's their kids or whoever it is.
Yeah, that's true.
They gonna sit back, they gonna do the time, and they just gonna be thinking.
Yeah.
They not even gonna be really wanting to
Yeah.
act on how they feel, you know?
Yeah.
But my dad is so consistent. Call me whenever he can. I'm the first person he called. Like,
That's good.
so you know, it's hard for
So
me
he
not
kind
to
of
forgive him.
helped you with that. With
Yeah,
that,
he
you know
helped
what
me
I'm saying?
without help. Like, even though it wasn't the help that I desired,
Yeah.
it was still help.
Yeah.
I just had to realize that once I got older, I was like, damn, even though he wasn't there how I wanted him to be, he was always there. Can't
That's
take that
good.
away from him.
So with the
you know?
with the pressure of forgiveness that you put on your dad, because you said that y'all close, did you talk to him ever about him forgiving himself for not being there for y'all?
To be honest, no. He I feel like he shows a lot of regret already. Like, it's like, for me, why kick a person while they already
While they
down?
down, yeah.
So it's like, for me, I try to keep forcing in his head, like, man, Pops, you the best dad there is.
That's good, yeah.
You know, like, you doing all you can. Like,
Yeah.
this is literally the most you can do, and you doing it. And you doing it, on, like, to the max.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? So
You know
it's
what I'm
like,
saying? So after your mom passed, that's when it triggered. So like, how did that affect you? Just like as you kind of like trickled on into like a young adult.
with her passing,
'Cause
or
you-
me having to come to grips with the
You,
forgiveness.
well, just forgiveness, like so, like after your mom passed, right, and then you said that's when it triggered, like you start having the forgiveness problem. So like,
Yeah.
what age were you when she
10.
passed? 10. So like, yeah, around 10. Like, was that like growing up from 10 on? Did you like? How did you like navigate the forgiveness part, like section of your life?
I didn't want to forgive. Like, once again, it was something that I knew I had to do, but I knew, like, with me being stubborn, I was like, shit, I'll get to that later. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm gonna just throw that on the back burner and deal with
Yeah.
beating people up and cursing people out
Yeah.
for now.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, it
Where
came
did
to a
that? Where
point-
did that aggressiveness come from? Like your mom or your dad?
both.
Oh, okay.
Which is why I feel like it's so bad.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie, I don't like it, but
Yeah.
it's just something that
It's easy.
it is.
Yeah.
It's real. It's second nature.
Yeah.
And I gotta kind of take myself out of that mindset sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what my aunties be trying to help me with. Like,
Yeah.
they like, come on, girl, like, you gotta have a little class. Like, you're a little too ghetto.
You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like when she passed, that forgiveness, I knew it was important. Like, I
Yeah.
kind of had to forgive her for leaving me in a way.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it was.
Dang, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, after the funeral, like, I got pictures, you know, me being a kid, and
Yeah.
you can see her, you know, her casket, like, She was getting buried, and like as a kid, I'm sitting in the front row, and you see me like reaching my hand out as if I wanted to go with her. You can, but I'm not crying. It
But
was
you
more
just-
so like, damn, like
She gone.
she gone.
Yeah.
But looking back at that, it was like, damn, I was feeling so much like emotion that I couldn't express. I just wanted my mom.
Yeah.
You know, so it kind of was like damn, like now I gotta go through this world.
Yeah.
Now I gotta get married, have kids,
And she won't,
And she
you know.
won't even be there. They don't
Yeah.
even have no grandma. Like, damn.
Yeah, that's crazy because like speaking about that, like, you know, Destiny dad passed.
Yeah.
And like, you know, we married, you know what I'm saying? And you think about that a lot. Like, well, I had to think about that
Man.
because like, you know, I got, you know, my dad's not in my life, but I still
Right.
got my dad, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, my mom, I still got my mom. But it's like, and then this is why I think about this. Like, I take everybody's like situation in consideration because I feel like you in a situation where you got your dad, but it's like you got him, but you don't got him, right?
Right.
And then your mom is not here, and then all the memories that you would want them to be a part of. Like, I had to think about that coming with
Right.
Destiny. I was just like, I didn't know how to, you know, because when I met her dad was alive, and then I think like we was locked in, we was in a relationship, but then that's when he passed, and then I didn't know because my blood sister, her dad passed, but I'm a kid, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I didn't really know too much of like how that will affect. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
somebody that
saying?
you
Like
truly
somebody
love.
like, cause my sister got married, and I remember going to her wedding, and you know, you want your dad to give you away.
That
I
part.
had to give my sister away. You know what I'm saying? She 10 years older than me.
Yeah.
So like, I didn't know how serious that was until like being with Destiny, and then like seeing her be in the room sometimes quiet, and I'm like, you good? But I
Right.
understand like, nah, you dealing with something because we talk about marriage all the time. Before we was married, we was always talking about that. Like, she was talking to me more than I was talking to her about it.
Right.
But I can tell how deep that was for her. You know what I'm saying? So just you talking about like basically you talking about the you know, the memories that you
Yeah.
won't be able to have
Yeah.
with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is like,
Yeah, it's hard. To be honest, it's hard for the person going through it, and it's hard for the people around, you know, that
Yeah.
gotta love the person through
Yeah.
that, you know?
so what, like when your mom passed, like who would you like? Were you dealing with that by yourself for a period of time, or like was always somebody there like consoling you and stuff?
For sure. My aunties, for sure. My auntie Jamie, my tita, Lanita. Yeah, she, you know, she took custody of me, but throughout my
Okay.
entire life, she was, you know, so her role in this whole situation
Yeah.
was I always had a mom, but my mom knew how much I meant to my auntie.
Right.
And so she used to tell my aunt, like, this your baby. Like, you know, go ahead, this your baby. Like, this,
Yeah.
you know, so.
It take a village though, you know.
Yeah, and so I feel like throughout that time, me and my auntie was always like a second mom.
Yeah.
You know, and so after my mom passed away, she kind of not even felt the need to step up, but wanted to more than
Yeah.
anything. And more than anything, I wanted to be with her.
Yeah.
And throughout that time, you know, the struggle with my life, it was crazy because my mom's side of the family didn't like my aunt for taking custody of me.
Yeah.
Because my mom passed away, and when she passed away, her granted wish was that she wanted me to be still with my siblings. Like, she
Oh,
didn't
right.
want us to be
Split up,
separated.
yeah.
Exactly, but they're adults, you know, so
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't. She wanted me to stay either with my brother. It was
Yeah.
too many options to
Yeah.
choose from, to be honest. But you know, they didn't really like my auntie for
Yeah.
not granting those wishes, and so. But throughout my life, she was everything I needed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, literally everything I needed. I just had to make the choice on who I wanted to be with, and it was hard being a kid, being stuck in the middle.
Did you have to go to court and stuff?
Yeah.
I
I had to do
remember,
the
yeah,
the
that's
whole
crazy.
9,
Yeah.
and literally having both sides of the family there, but having to choose
Yeah.
who you want to be with. You know,
Talk about how tough that is, because I've been through something similar to that, like literally like identical.
Man, it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. It was
Yeah.
probably one of the hardest experiences I went through in my entire life.
Yeah.
You know, going through a death, and then immediately after burying your mom, you can't even grieve. You know, you got to get straight to business. Where you gonna live? How you gonna
Yeah.
eat? Like,
Yeah.
you know, and so. I feel like my brother at that time, he felt like he had everything figured out. And for me,
And this your older brother?
yeah.
Okay.
And you know, but he had a baby on the way. He was
Right.
in college. He had all these beautiful things going for him.
Right.
And in this moment, I knew for a fact, no matter what, I wanted to be with my tita. Like I
Yeah.
knew, no matter what, that's who I wanted
Yeah.
to be with. But it was the pain of feeling my siblings
Yeah.
look at me like I wasn't one of them. You know, like I wasn't listening to the same voice who was telling us to be strong throughout
Yeah.
these times and to when I'm not here, this what y'all gonna do.
Oh, she was preparing y'all?
She
for
was
that?
preparing
For real?
on the deathbed,
Oh, dang.
preparing. Like,
Dang.
let me sit y'all down right quick and let y'all digest this.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, like, and it was a lot of forgiving had to happen in order
Yeah.
for me to really truly come to grips with my mom's death.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm being honest, I still haven't forgave that situation. I'm not even gonna lie, I still haven't forgave that situation.
Yeah,
I haven't.
That's not easy.
Yeah, I haven't forgave my brother in this situation. Because although he wanted to step up, he took me away from my mom during a time where I felt like I could be that extra energy to keep her alive, you know? And so he doesn't really know this because I
Yeah.
feel like he's such a hard person to talk to.
Yeah.
But that's where my forgiveness truly, where it stemmed from.
Yeah. That's
So-
crazy though. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was, yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know that part, you know what I'm saying? But I know that can be tough though. You know what I'm saying? Cuz like going back to, you know, you talked about like right after, you know, dealing with the court system. Like I remember my auntie, which was like my mom, right? You know what I'm saying? She, after my mom was trying to get herself back together from drugs, you feel me? Went to court. And they like, who you want to be with? I'm like, I want to be with my auntie. I want to be with my auntie because I didn't know this lady that's calling herself my mom. I don't know if you my mama, you feel me? Like,
Right.
like they used to take me and visit her in these Cocaine Anonymous, all of that
these
type of
little
stuff,
homes.
right? All these little
Yeah.
rehabilitation homes and stuff like that in jail and all that. I remember visiting her, but I just didn't know you enough, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like being a kid and then the judge asking you, who do you want to stay
you-
with? And I'm like,
man.
oh yeah, I'm
I'm
picking
rocking
her.
this way.
And she fresh off a stroke. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Paralyzed and everything. And they're just
Man.
like, nah, I'm cool. Like I'm gonna just stick with her. You know what I'm saying? But then getting torn apart from that and then having
Right.
to move with your biological mom, you know what I'm saying? But it's the same, but it's different
It
in your
is.
situation.
It
But like
is.
just knowing that, because I couldn't, it's crazy because you talked about you couldn't forgive your brother.
Yeah.
I couldn't forgive my mom because I'm like, bro, you took me away from the person that, because after
That
my
was-
pawpaw passed, you
right.
know, I think I was talking to Shari about this and she talked about how people die from like missing the other person. So like my auntie, I feel like that's how she passed away.
Yeah.
So the last line of defense was me. So I'm like,
Right.
I'm the man of the house. You feel me?
Right.
Like I'm 10, literally, I'm 10 years old, and I'm like, I think 10 or 11. I'm like, man, look, I'm all she got.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I think like doing that, it messed me up because I couldn't forgive her ever.
Yeah.
Like, well, not to this day, but like I feel like as of recently, I came to forgive her. Still to this day, sometimes I don't like talking to her for too long. I don't know why though. You know what I'm saying? And it's like weird. You know what I'm saying? But
That's crazy that you
Yeah.
feel that way.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we always do this. I'm always like, it's crazy that you feel that way. Because we
Yeah.
always be feeling the same way.
Yeah.
But to be honest, with my mom's side of the family,
Right.
let me explain this very
Right.
carefully. So my mom's side of the family, I feel like I can only be around them for so long.
Right.
Like 3 hours max. Like that's what it is. And then I got to bone out. Like it's
Yeah.
literally, because drama starts happening, emotions start coming up,
Right.
arguments start happening. Like it's just, I don't know. It's like when your energy just surrounding them for too long, or just like I don't know. Like it's something that happens when I'm with my mom's side of the family that I feel triggers them
Yeah.
to say hurtful things.
Yeah.
And
that's
so for
crazy.
me, before I even get there, I'm like, let me go ahead and
I'm outta here.
that part.
Yeah.
And so you always know when it's gonna get there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like literally it takes one argument and it could be
yeah.
a complete argument,
Yeah.
something stupid, small, but that one argument can lead to a whole nother,
Situation.
oh, well, that's, you like you this way because you live here. You know, so it's, for me, being a kid, I always had to realize, like, damn, this my family, this all I got.
Yeah.
And my mom always used to say, don't disrespect her mom, which is my grandma, because that's her mom,
Right.
you know? And so I had to kind of live in like this weird,
You have to eat that. Like, you have to take that. Yeah.
like I had to eat that,
Yeah.
but also eat my feelings up until I was an adult.
Yeah.
And so it was also that thing with forgiveness as well, was having to, you know, like, I guess for me it was, shit, if I'm not gonna grant any other wish of my mom's, I
Yeah.
guess what I could do is respect
Yeah.
the people that she told me to respect.
Right.
You know, but so now I still don't even really deal with that family. I kind
Yeah.
of just
You
keep my distance.
Yeah, that's that's really crazy because like Destiny, she talked of like, cause she know my family, like she seen my family and stuff like that, but I'm not as close to my family. It's the same situation, same
Yeah.
storyline. Like I ain't really never talked about this that much, but I don't really be around my people too long either because it
Right.
was always like I caught my first case when I was 10. So like it was the fact that like you know, like my mom, you know, my mom and dad, they bloods, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, oh, like you gonna be like so-and-so, and then all my cousins, you know, they Crips.
They already
so
like
it was
that.
just, it was,
Right.
and you know, I'm a kid, so I wasn't in there yet.
Right.
But it was like I was leading, I was
To that.
getting there, and it was just like, oh yeah, like they see me on, it's over with. You just like so-and-so and so-and-so. And
Right.
then hearing my aunties, like my mom's sisters, say stuff like that, and then you hear the little whispers, and then now, you know, it's like, damn, like,
You kind of look back
do I
at
want to
it
be
like,
around y'all?
but it's not, you don't have enough energy to kind of feed into it.
You know what I'm saying?
So you kind of just know where you stand with them.
Exactly. It's like I love you.
I'll see y'all
like,
next Christmas.
You know what I'm saying? Next Christmas, literally. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Because it's like you don't want to disrespect them. You got it in you. You want to, but you don't.
Man.
You know, it's like, nah, I'm
Man.
cool. You know what I'm saying? But let's touch on the forgiveness part with your brother though, because I know that touched the heartstring. But like I feel like what you're saying, you know what I'm saying, is not gonna just help you.
Yeah.
It's gonna help somebody else that's gonna listen to this. So like, how hard was it to, you know, forgive your brother though?
To be honest, because I haven't talked to him about how I felt,
Yeah.
because he's still in the dark about how I feel,
Right.
I haven't forgave him yet. Because
Okay.
I haven't even seen how he could potentially react.
Okay.
You know, he could completely have a whole different mindset, and he could be like, man, sis, I wasn't even thinking, you know, like we was all going through losing our moms.
Yeah.
So I have to kind of be considerate of what he was going through, because he was the oldest. He was in your position, feeling
Yeah.
like shit, he the man now. Like he got to take after this role. So it was a lot of pressure on him, having to be the man for me and my sister, also while having a baby on the way, and you know, while going through my mom, going through school. It was just so much for him, you know?
Yeah.
So I never felt the need to really want to reach my hand out and be like, you know, this how you made me feel.
Yeah.
But he's also not really, like in our household, it was never room for communication. It was, you gonna do what I tell you to do, that's it. Like,
As a big brother.
No, as a mom.
Oh,
so
that's
for
what
him,
he took that.
it was kind of like, that's exactly what it was. He
Right.
took that. And so while my mom, you know, was passing away, so I think I kind of told you this story. I gave you a little rundown, but you know, my mom ended up getting shot in the car. You know, gangbanger, regular things. But she ended up getting shot in
That's
the car.
not regular, but
yeah, regular
Yeah.
for
us. Yeah,
right.
God,
But
yeah.
so she got shot while I was in the back seat as a kid.
You was in the backseat?
Yeah, and so she was at the gas station,
Right.
and she got shot 8 times all up her body.
Yeah.
And she found the strength to get in the car and drive herself to my grandma's house, which was my dad's mom.
Right.
And so with 8 bullets running through her body, she knew, like, this is my daughter in the back seat.
And you was the only person in the car with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I honestly felt like if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have survived that, because I felt like she wouldn't have had anything to really live for. You got 8 bullets running through your body, and you like all
Call it
upper body.
quits.
It's over. Like,
Yeah.
but she had like that urge to just protect, that urge to just survive.
Yeah.
And she did so, you know. And throughout that time, you know, I feel like growing up with her, And knowing that, like her telling this story and her saying, you know, Nautica, my good baby, this my good baby. Like this gonna be the baby that's gonna make it out the hood and do something with her life. And, you know, that for me was like a lot for me, hearing that as a kid, but knowing like, shit, I'm gonna have to do something with my life. She think I'm about to be a basketball player, knowing damn well I don't even wanna do that. So I'm like, I gotta do something, you know? So, but through that time, I felt like I was her strength. And so those 8 bullets ended up, you know, when she went through surgery, they was able to take out a certain amount of bullets, and the others, I guess, had to travel up on their own throughout the years.
You had to wait till they pop out.
Exactly. And so 8 years go by, and now I'm 10, and she got the bullets are now traveling up out of her left breast, and she shortly after that she got diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. Yeah, immediately. Like it wasn't even like no passing it. It was like, this is what you got. That's it. Like.
So it just went straight to 4?
Yeah, like that's why it just happened so fast. Mind you, my mom had just kind of got her life together, just got a house, just got all of us in the same household. You know, I was with my auntie, my sister was with her people, my brother was with his people. She just, you know,
she rocking and rolling.
Man, so she finally got a house, just brought all her kids together, like, man, pick a bed. Like, this how we living now. So, and then a couple years after that, stage 4 breast cancer. So it's kind of, for me, was like, all these different like changes. It was like, fuck, you know? And so while she going through that, you know, me and my sister just gotta go through just this everyday life like normal, going to school, acting as if she's not going through this on, you know, by herself, because she telling us, this my business, stay out my business, don't you know, don't worry about me, I'm good over here. Y'all just do what y'all gotta do, and y'all do what y'all know I want you to do. You know, so for me and my sister, it was more so, don't ask too many questions, just go to school, come back home, do your chores, and that's it, you know? And so, through that time, I'm asleep, hearing my mom, you know, waking up in the middle of the night, hearing my mom moaning and groaning and stuff out of pain. And sooner than later, you know, like I said, she has stage 4 breast cancer, and she's in the hospital, and we're talking, and she pretty much preparing me and my sister for this hard life. Pretty much, she's like telling us like, she never told us that she was gonna pass. You know, we kind of guessed it. Like from the conversation, we just knew like, okay, this is where it's leading to.
At 10 years old, y'all guessed,
But I also at 10 years old, I took the initiative to ask her like, well, are you gonna die? And I've never seen my mom cry. And in that moment, she cried and told me like, I don't know, baby. She's like, I don't know. And in that moment, I was like, okay, yeah. Like, I mentally gotta like start doing something. And then my sister breaking down on the side of me. So now I'm just tunnel vision. Now I'm like, damn, lost, you know? And so throughout this time, now it's like we playing the waiting game. You feel me? So now my brother, he got to step up, and his role was, you know, I'm going to take y'all to school. I'm going to pay the bills. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to take y'all to go visit mama, but y'all can't stay for too long because y'all know she don't want her to see you. Like, y'all know.
Her like that.
Exactly. And so we couldn't be there as long as we wanted to. But, you know, come towards the end of her life, it was to a point where she was passing away. Like she was off so much chemo, she couldn't speak for herself, couldn't drink, eat for herself. And my grandma had invited us into the room while she was on her deathbed, and pretty much saying like, talk to her, like, just talk to her. She might not say nothing back, but just talk to her. So I just walk up to her and I just, you know, start touching her feet and stuff, feeling the cold of her body, you know. And I'm just like, you know, I love you. You know, that's all I say. I didn't know what else to say. I'm 10 years old. So I'm like, I love you. Like, all right. And I walk away. And out of nowhere, she builds up the strength again to say, I love you too, baby. And everybody sitting there like, what the hell? She ain't talked to nobody. Like, and you just walk up in here and say a couple words and she respond. We all thinking she kind of like unconscious, right? And so seeing that was like, oh, like I can help. Like I'm of service in this situation. Right. So fast forward, my brother is pretty much like, she don't want you to see her like this, and he knows that it's getting closer and closer. So he kind of just like, now it's like, y'all can come, but y'all can't come as much, you know? So now we coming and we seeing her deteriorate, and And sooner than later, I'm like, I just kind of just find it in me to just tell him, like, I'm not going nowhere. Like, I'm staying right here with her. Like, and he look at me like, little girl, if you don't get up in this car and let's go and do what I tell you to do. And I'm sitting here like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do what I need, what I feel is necessary. And he was like, no. Like, he was mad, like angry.
He was adamant about it.
Angry, because he knew what she wanted. So for him, it was like, I'm just trying to make her happy. Like, I'm trying to play my part. You know, and for me, it was like, I'm trying to play my part. But he didn't know, I didn't know what I was experiencing. I didn't know that that's how I felt in that moment, was like, that I could help. You know, like, I was that strength. I was that power for her. And he ended up taking me away. And the next day, she passed away. And so for me, it was like, damn, like, I knew I could help, and you didn't let me. And I knew you was being a big brother. So for me, I'm battling with myself, which is like, damn, do I got something to forgive him for? Like, really, do I? Because it's like he's doing what he was supposed to do. But then it's like the way he did it just hurt so bad. Like, it was like, I didn't know, I don't know. Like, it's like, it's difficult. Like, it's real difficult for me to kind of come to grips with him telling me I couldn't be there for her no more, you know? Like, so, and then after her death, it's like he kind of just had his kids and just moved on, moved out of state, focusing on his family, his life now, you know? So it was like, I don't know. For me, it was just like, why even bother you now? Like, you good. Why are you good? I'm good. We all good in our own separate bubbles. So why bring those hard feelings back up just because of forgiveness? You know?
I mean, but then again,
but it's necessary.
It's necessary because at the same time though, I'm just paying attention to what you said earlier in the conversation. You said y'all wasn't taught to, like, y'all didn't know how to communicate. So like, you think about it, like, as you were trying to be there for your mom, and then he's saying let's go, but then you like, but nah, I should be here.
Right.
You didn't know how to communicate to him about that. You know what I'm saying? You just had that feeling of like, nah, I just need to be here. And then the only thing you can say is, I ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Because in on the outside looking in, that looks defensive. That look like, man,
I'm standing my ground.
Yeah, but in reality, you just a hurt little girl that just want to be right there next to her mom, because why? That. You was right there when, like, you a blessing anyways, because you was in a car when your mom, like, you said 8 bullet, and no telling, it probably was even more that riddled the car.
Right.
You feel me? So like, the fact that you was in that car, that's why your mom said that you gonna be somebody.
Right.
Because I feel like that was God talking through her, letting you know that you special. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like, you know, our relationship is what it is, because I see what's in you. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that forgiveness was your word, that's powerful, because the fact that we both deal with that. And I didn't even know that, I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't even know that I was dealing with that myself until you brung that up. And then we was talking about it on the couch a little bit. But then, like, now talking to you right now, I'm like, dang, like, that's what that was. Like, I told myself that I forgave my mom, but like, I don't know if I really did, because the anchor that I was supposed to be in my auntie life, I couldn't be. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I would always go back and forth to Compton to go see her. I would go catch the train. Like, my mom would be like, oh, I ain't taking you. So I would literally catch the train and the bus to go see my auntie. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew she was in the house by herself. Well, she was in the house with an older cousin, but I'm like, they don't got you like I got you. Like, I know you. I feel like I known her like more than my older cousins did. And that's my mom's auntie. That's not my auntie. That's my great auntie. But she was, you know what I'm saying?
So going into that, you know, my brother and you are pretty much the same age. If not, he's probably like a year or two older. If not, you a year or two older, or something like that. But by you saying that, like, you feel like you knew her more than them. Yeah. So also, a thing for me to forgive my brother with was, well, my brother and my sister, was they kind of grew up, they got to spend 15, 20 years with her. Yeah. I had that little 10 years spent, not even 10 years, really. Yeah. Because she just picked us all up and was like, this what y'all gonna be. So I didn't really have that. So when she passed away, I guess their words to affect me and to drill into my head that I was causing a scene or being dramatic was, they would say, you haven't known her for as long as we have. We know her. Like, we know who she is. Because who she was pretty much with you is not who she was with us.
Yeah.
You feel me? But we got more time with her.
Yeah.
So, and that for me was like, well, what you trying to say? Like this, we didn't all come out the same, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, I had to kind of forgive them with just words. People say words don't hurt, but that's a lie. That shit hurt. Like, it hurt, especially from the people that you love.
Yeah.
Like, so I just gotta acknowledge that I'm not as hard as I may seem. You know, like with the people that I love, I'm truly like delicate as hell, like fragile as hell.
Yeah.
So
people got to know how to take care of you though too. You know what I'm saying? It's very important who you place yourself around, because you know, a person that don't know or a person that do know what you go through, they can bank off that and take advantage of a person that is really fragile. You know what I'm saying? Like how you just said. So it's very important that you watch who you allow around you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it may be the closest people that may take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? But you got to also remember the light that you have within you. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why things in general like attract to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember when I first met you through Shari, I'm like, this little girl got 46,000 followers on Instagram. Like, what is she doing? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you was just being you. You know what I'm saying? I think you was doing hair tutorials. But what I'm saying is your mom always knew what was inside of you, even when you didn't. And you was only 9, 10, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I just want you to always remember just to know what God has placed inside of you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, I still gotta deal, you know, with that information that you just gave me, knowing just that I am special, you know, that I am worth something. You know? I don't really know what it is just yet.
You worth a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I am.
Yeah, you God's child, man. You gotta realize that. You gotta see that within yourself.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Man. So I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, forgiveness is something that I'm going to forever have to learn how to do. Yeah. To be honest, because there's different levels of forgiveness. You know, there's different levels of forgiveness, and different situations require different levels of forgiveness. That's facts. And some things, I had to realize, you know, okay, so I was so desperate to find forgiveness and to learn how to forgive people, that I went to Target and I bought a forgiveness journal. And that book probably helped me the most on what it means to forgive and truly how to forgive. Yeah. And I just realized that writing in that book, it made me truly like take time within myself and realize that this is a process. Yeah. And not everything is gonna come when I want it to come. And also, forgiveness does not require what's the word? It's not retaliation. It's reconciliation. Okay. And because, you know, a lot of times I feel like when you forgive people, you feel like you gotta reconcile the relationship. Yeah. Or that's what a lot of people feel is when you forgive them, y'all back on. Yeah, y'all back normal.
100%. Yeah.
Forgiveness is not about that. Forgiveness is truly, honestly, coming to grips for yourself.
Yeah, forgiving you first.
Exactly. Yeah. And not even forgiving you, but forgiving that situation.
The situation.
That's really what it is. Is it's not even forgiving that person, I feel. I honestly think it's forgiving the situation. Yeah. Go ahead. We cut the little ass part out. Yeah.
But that's good though. I mean, I'll say that's a wrap. You know, I appreciate you for being honest, being vulnerable, being open. You know what I'm saying? Especially in front of these cameras, you know what I'm saying? But I thank you, and I know that this was going to help somebody else, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Most definitely.
For, you know, opening these doors for me and, you know, continuing to pour into me. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Faith without work is dead. We know that. You know what I mean? So you physically have to do things for faith to activate.
You people pleasing and giving peace to the wrong step. Come boss up, yeah.
If you don't learn to forgive, it's going to make you even more bitter, and it's going to put you in a more dark space, because it's not about them, it's about you.
Through our lens, how I see it, baby. We took our time to build this situation.
You need people to remind you, like sometimes when God has shown up, because fear will distort your way of thinking.
bro. So tell me, what is Through Our Lens?
Through Our Lens is past photography. It's past anything that has to do with a camera, man. It's actually how we live life, bro. How everybody has a perspective.